Hello everyone and welcome to MsSprinkles Delights, and on today I'll be showing you how to make fried lasagna with an Alfredo sauce and a pasta sauce. So let's get started. Here's all my ingredients that I'll be using for today. And first we're going to make the filling for our lasagna, and I have a container of ricotta cheese. And we are going to use a teaspoon of basil, we're going to use some onion powder, and we're going to do a teaspoon of that. Some parsley flakes. And we're going to do 2 teaspoons of those. Italian seasoning. And we did 1 teaspoon of that. Minced garlic, and mine is in olive oil. You can use any kind of minced garlic that you like, or you could just use garlic powder if that's what you like as well. And we're going to use 2 heaping teaspoons of garlic. Now keep in mind, you don't have to use the same things that I'm using. You can use whatever seasonings that you like. Then we're going to add an egg to this so that it becomes like a consistency that is thick. So if it's too loose whenever you add the first egg, then add the second egg, which is going to help it to bond together just a little bit more. Because you are going to make this a little bit thicker in just a minute. So we are going to use an Italian 5 cheese blend, and this is 2 cups, but I'm just going to probably use less than half of it, just a good palm full of the cheese. And you can use whatever cheeses you like. And we're also going to use Parmesan. Parmesan to me is a must. So you can substitute that second cheese, but Parmesan, I do recommend that you do use that. We just did a good handful of that as well. And then I'm going to use some dry chives. And just used a tablespoon of the chives. You just want to continuously mix it and make sure that egg is well incorporated in your mixture. And mine ended up not being as loose as I wanted it, so I did add an additional egg. So that's a total of 2 eggs for my mixture with the 1 canister of ricotta. You just have to kind of guesstimate for yourself if the consistency is how you like it. And I like mine just a little bit looser than what that was with the cheeses, because it does bind it well. And you just want to cook your lasagna. And here we have the Dash egg cooker. We are going to make a salad, and we're going to have boiled eggs on our salad. So it has a needle, I guess you could say, at the end. You just want to poke the end of each egg. And I'm also going to post the link to this egg dasher in the description if you guys are interested. This thing is really nice to have. It does hard-boiled eggs. All you do is pour the water in, set it, forget it. It also scrambles eggs. You can do omelets in it. So it's really nice to have. So then we are going to just fill up to the line where it says hard boiled. And then we're just going to pour it into the egg dasher. Put the lid on. Push the button. And that's it. And it's going to let me know when it's done because it will do this loud screech. And then our pressure cooker, I'm using the saute function. We are going to make an Alfredo sauce. So that's 4 tablespoons of butter that we're just going to melt around. And to it I am going to add a half a teaspoon of nutmeg. To my surprise, this does something to this Alfredo sauce that makes it taste like Alfredo sauce. I don't know what, but it works. You have to try it to know that I'm not lying to you. And we're going to use a teaspoon of garlic powder. And some salt and some pepper to taste. And we're just going to mix that all together. And now I'm going to add a heaping tablespoon of all-purpose flour. I'm just going to mix that around to get it started so it can make a roux for me when I add this cheese to it. And I have a cup of milk. You have to add a little bit at a time to make sure that it's not too thick, it's not too thin. Because of course when flour is mixed with the substance wants to make a roux, it will get truly too thick. So you have to add a little bit of milk at a time to make sure you're at the consistency that you like for your cheese sauce. And now I'm going to take some Parmesan cheese and I'm going to add that to that mixture. And I'll probably use maybe a half a cup of that. And the 5 cheese Italian blend, we're going to use that again. And probably a half a cup of that. And we're just going to mix that around and let that melt down together. And there you have your Alfredo sauce. I had a hard time finding just Romano by itself, but these 2 cheeses together was actually pretty good, so try that. And now you have to refrigerate these after you've done them. You want to get your noodles, and once they are done, you want to run them under cold water for a while, so that way they're not sticking together. Then you're going to take your ricotta mixture, and you're just going to spread it around your lasagna noodle. Then you're going to take one end, fold it to the middle, press it down just a little bit, take the other side, and then continue to roll to the end and just press it down. Now you're going to put these, once they are all done, you're going to put them in the freezer for 30 minutes. Now here I'm showing you guys how to unshell your eggs, just shaking a cup. Once those come out the dasher, put them in cold water, let them sit. Then you just put it into a cup, put your hand over it, shake, 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 and your eggshell just pops right off the egg. Now I'm going to cut this egg open so you guys can actually see how these eggs look coming out of the egg dasher. Perfect. Okay, so here I just have a half a jar of ragu chunky combination spaghetti sauce that I'm about to hook up. a half a can of these fire roasted diced tomatoes with green chilies. And I'm going to put this in my microwave pressure cooker to speed up my time. I cheated a little bit, but I'm hooking it up. We're going to put some onion powder to taste, some garlic powder to taste, and we're also going to put some Italian seasoning to taste. Now you don't have to use these same seasonings, but this is what I like to use in mine. And we are also going to put a trick on it. We're putting some dark brown sugar, just a little bit. It takes the bite off of these tomatoes and that sauce because it is tomatoey, so it's a lot of acid. Brown sugar takes care of that without over sweetening your spaghetti sauce. So we're just going to mix it together. Then we're just going to seal it, put it into the microwave for 5 minutes. A pressure cooker device doesn't take long, so 5 minutes is all I needed. Now these are out of the freezer. We are going to dip them into all-purpose flour first, just a light dusting. Shake off your excess, dip it into an egg wash, which is eggs. I put 3 eggs and a 1/4 cup of whole milk. Whisk it together, and then we're just going to let the excess drip off, and then we're going to put it into Italian breadcrumbs and regular breadcrumbs mixed together. Once you've done that and it's all coated, I put my parchment paper rounds down in my air fryer already. We're just going to drop into the air fryer. And we are going to spray these with our extra virgin olive oil. And this is just so that the breadcrumbs can actually brown up. So we're going to put it in the air fryer for 380 for 15 minutes, flipping halfway. And then we're going to spray the other side. Back in the air fryer for the remainder of the time. And they're ready. Now we're going to plate this up for you guys. And here you have it, air fried lasagna with a side salad with an Alfredo and spaghetti sauce pasta sauce. As always guys, thanks for stopping by. Like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to check out my MsSprinkles Delights Facebook page.